Hey guys, it's KJ from the Scariest Movie Ever channel on YouTube, and we've got a really weird mystery here to look into. Now, some of you may remember I had a channel that was actually removed. It's been about a year ago now or so, but on that channel I'd actually done a video about these black smoke rings that were appearing in the sky. And this one right here actually hung over Warwick Castle, and this is from just over a year ago or so. There was a young girl and her mom, and I guess they were playing tennis or something. And the little girl looked up in the sky and she saw this. It was a black smoke ring that looked just like that, hovering there. And she said no one knew where it came from. It just kind of appeared. It was hovering there for about 3 minutes or so until it just completely dissipated right before their eyes. Made that even more interesting to me at the time is the fact that I knew this has happened before, and it made a lot of news as well. It's really unusual. I mean, sure, you've seen a smoke ring before, but there's something different about these. Because about a year or so before, the little girl sighted hers near the castle. Sightings of these same black circles were recorded in Copenhagen and Denmark. They'd already been seen before, just about a year before this. So they had filmed these same circles, these same weird black circles just appearing in the sky. And there were several photos and different videos that came out, again, from those areas, Copenhagen and Denmark. And here's actual footage that the little girl recorded with her mother. Check this thing out. It's pretty wild looking, right? Like I said, it just appeared over the castle, hovered up there for a few minutes, and then just completely disappeared. Now, there have been so many theories on what it could be. Is it a bunch of birds? Is it a bunch of insects? Well, even if it was a bunch of birds or insects doing this, you don't see this as incredibly strange, incredibly bizarre, really, really weird. And see, it's one thing I saw when I made this video and I put this out there is so many people think they have the answer. So of course, on the video with the smoke ring, I speculated, what could this be? Where could this come from? And could there be that connection to witchcraft around the world? Now, if you're not familiar with my channel or my work, please check out some of my videos and you'll see that I'm constantly saying that the veil is lifting. And the veil is lifting. This is the time we're in. It's the fifth age area, the last age of man. It's the New World Order, all this stuff, right? Isn't it funny, just 10 years ago or so, the term New World Order could get you thrown out of a place. You're a kook. You're crazy. But now, look where we're at. We really see this forming. We see it all coming together. We see the entire world moving together into one union. Religion's going to follow. There'll be the one world religion. We've got the one world leader on the way, right? The point is that this stuff is happening, and as the veil is lifting on all this, I believe it's literally lifting on this reality as well. Things are coming in. We're seeing more paranormal. We're seeing more supernatural. These are the times we're in. Now, I want to show you this right here because this is the answer. This is one of the big answers I saw from a lot of atheist commenters on this video, but this is what they showed me. Look at this. It was unbelievable. They were all like showing me stuff like this. Yeah, I get it. Look, there's an explosion and there's a smoke ring, and they think that that right there is what's explaining this right here. And that was on, I mean, I'm telling you, like every other message was a video of somebody blowing something up and a smoke ring going up in the sky. And this was their answer. This was their answer for this, how it couldn't be anything supernatural or paranormal. It's dumb. It's dumb on a whole new level, guys, but this is what we're up against. And the reason I say that is that these black rings have now returned. That's right, they're back. The mysterious black rings in the sky have returned. But this time they're in Kazakhstan. I mean, take a look at that. That's a perfect black ring up in the sky, right? Very, very interesting. But again, you're going to have people telling you, oh, this was a truck. It was a thing on the back of a truck, and it like blows up and makes smoke rings. Yeah, they have them at music festivals and everything. So, I mean, there's your answer. I'm going to go eat some Cheetos. Seriously, guys, it's time to think outside the bun. All right, there's a lot of really weird things happening here. We also know that CERN was activated again just this past weekend. They did their little thing this past weekend as well. I've done some videos on that. Lots of other people have done videos on that. What they're really doing with CERN is some pretty mind-shattering stuff, pretty crazy, dealing with other dimensions, potentially bringing the Antichrist in, opening up the pit. I mean, this is heavy stuff, guys. And like I said, I've done some videos on this, and other people have done videos on it as well. Very interesting times. Is this connected to CERN? Are we literally seeing portals opening up in the sky all around the world? We also have to look at the areas that these portals or black smoke rings are appearing, and this one was in Kazakhstan. As I said, it's interesting to look at the areas that these smoke rings or portals are popping up in, and we look at Kazakhstan. I want to show you this. This is a huge psyop that's been played out on all of us. You may remember the movie Borat. You know, in that movie Borat, Borat comes from Kazakhstan in the movie, right? There's a lot of jokes on Kazakhstan about it being this small village, you know, people having sex with the animals, and you know what I mean? Just really backwoodsy type of a vibe, and that's the whole joke there. The fact is that that could not be any further from the truth. This is what they're hiding. Now this is the real Kazakhstan. This is actually Astana, which is considered the Illuminati capital. Let's take a look at this. This has been under construction for years now. The enormous pyramid in Astana was conceived by Britain's most prolific architect, Lord Norman Foerster. And they don't hide what they're doing here in Kazakhstan, or specifically in Astana. The building is actually dedicated to the renunciation of violence, which of course is a great thing. But the catch is, it's also dedicated to bringing together the world's religions into one. And they literally say that on the pyramid. Norman Foerster has said that the building has no recognizable religious symbols to permit the harmonious renunciation of confessions. In reality, the pyramid is a temple for the occultists' only true religion, and that is sun worship. And I've covered that time and time again as well. Again, multiple symbols meaning multiple things, but all of this ultimately leading back to worship of the devil, sun worship, Lucifer, whatever you want to say, but this is where that's going. A journey inside that building is truly symbolic. It represents each human's path to illumination. If you're really interested in Illuminati symbols and all that occult language and all that, believe me, you've got plenty of homework to do on Astana if you're not familiar with it. So when we think of Kazakhstan, we've immediately been programmed to think of Borat and something stupid and something out there in the country and people having sex with their cousins and stuff like that, right? But of course, now that you see this, we know that that couldn't be any further from the truth. I mean, Astana is the first capital that was built in the 21st century, and it perfectly represents where the world's heading. It was one man's vision, and it's been backed by billions of petrodollars. The result is astonishing. It's a futuristic occult capital embracing the New World Order while celebrating the most ancient religion known to man, sun worship. So considering the strange history of Kazakhstan and Astana specifically, then I'm not that surprised we find another one of these weird smoke rings appearing up in the sky. This mysterious 100-meter wide black ring of smoke floating over the skies in Kazakhstan had locals convinced it was some kind of a UFO. It was actually filmed on Saturday in a village just 40 miles north of Astana, and it captured the cloud hovering in the sky for 15 minutes, onlookers said, before it suddenly just vanished without a trace. And here's a closer look at that smoke ring from Kazakhstan. Interesting stuff, right? Interesting stuff. And especially the fact that it just hung there for 15 minutes, rotating like that, and then just disappeared. Now, I know that a lot of people aren't inclined to look into the paranormal or supernatural, but these are the times we're in. Weird things are happening, and this is happening on a massive level, more and more. Weird things have always been happening, but in this last 10 years or so, you gotta admit, it is just getting crazy out there. And now we have these smoke rings. Are they portals? Are these portals? Are we literally seeing portals opening up from other dimensions? Is there a connection to where these things are opening up in the cities they're close by or the areas they're in? Is there something happening there? As I said, they're appearing all over the place. This one right here is from Lake Zurich in Switzerland back in 2013. And here was another one. This one appeared in Florida around 2013. So we're literally seeing these black smoke rings around the world, appearing in the sky, just materializing, hovering there for anywhere from a few minutes to 15 minutes, and then just disappearing completely right before people's eyes. Is this a natural phenomenon? It seems to be a new phenomenon. It's only started up over the last few years. I found the first one back in 2013, and since then there have been several spotted all around the world. We know we're living in very interesting times. We're living in very spiritual times. There's a lot of insane things happening, and this is just one of them. I don't think this is a natural phenomenon. If you start looking up these stories in the smoke rings, it's amazing all the cover stories you'll see. You'll see all these different stories popping out. Oh, it was fireworks. So the mayor of this city came out and said, I think it was probably fireworks. You know, or it was a music festival. Yeah, there was a music festival. So the smoke ring came from there. This is what people do when they can't understand what's happening around them. Now, I may not have all the answers, but I absolutely believe that the spiritual dimensions are opening up, and I show you this time and time again on my own channel. These things are bleeding through. We're beginning to see more of the paranormal, more of the supernatural. We're seeing a blending. Our reality is shifting and changing right before our very eyes. Really weird world out there, and it seems to only be getting weirder.